So before doing that task, we will understand what are props and states in reactjs and how to use them or how to create them and how to use them. So generally props and states are the variable, and we have to see the difference between props and states. So it's a kind of variable which we use to track from one page to another page, and that is the reason we'll see props and states together. I'll go to app.js. Yesterday I created header, jumbo.card, footer, album.css. I'll just remove all of them, and I'll remove all the contents inside also, and I'll just create one page. Maybe I can call it as page.jsx, and inside the page.jsx I'll create one component called as import react from react constant page equal to, so this is my normal component, export default page, and inside here I'll return any div tag by saying hello world. Okay, so this is my component page. Now I'll call this page in the app.js. How to call it in the app.js? I will say import page from page, not like this, dot slash page, and then I can use this component here like this page. So I'll run this React application by going into cd React folder, and then inside React folder I'll go to hello world. I'll say npm start. So basically, if I run this application, what will happen? I will see whatever I have written here, hello world, I will see that on the screen. So what if I want to call this page multiple times, but each time when I call this page, it should render some different content. So right now, if I run this application, all three will have the same text, that is the hello world. But let's say I want to call all this page, but I have to call with different text. So here we have to create a variable so that I can call this page with different text. Otherwise, I have to build three different components with different text, and then I call three different component here, like page 1, page 2, page 3 with all different text. Then also it will work. But creating this page component multiple times with different name makes task very difficult for us to maintain in future, because for every different text I have to create a new component. That is not advisable, because here everything is same, all HTML things are same, only I want to change the content of this part, hello world. So creating multiple files only to change this content is not advisable. Instead, we have to create a variable here and pass that variable so that I can use this dynamic text. I should not use this static text, I should use dynamic text. So before doing that, I will see in all the three cases I see hello world here. So now I will pass some variable. In each case, its variable will be different, and then I will show that variable, different variable here, and that is called props in React. So how to do that? I will name that variable anything which I want. For example, I'll say title equal to. In first case, I will pass hello world. In second case, I will pass title equal to hello John. And in third case, I will pass title equal to, maybe I can say world hello. So in all three cases, I am passing different title. This title is something created by me. It is you know, you can define anything. You can put title, you can put whatever variable name you want to give. You can pass like that. And to retrieve this title in the page component, we have to use the props. So on the page component, it will go as props. If I want to see what exactly props consist of, I will do console.log of props A is props. So I'll see what props is coming here on this page. Let me go to the browser now. So right now in all three cases it's coming hello world, though we have passed title in all three cases and the title is different in all three cases. But since we have not used that title here on the each page, so we don't see that title here. We see hello world only because we have not replaced hello world with the variable which is coming from the previous page. So if you see props is an object, and in the first case it is coming as hello world. In the second case it is coming as hello John, and in the third case it is coming world hello. So that means I can use props.title to display this text, and I'll do that here in this page. So instead of the hello world, if I want to define any variable, I will put it in the curly bracket, and here I will say props.title. Once I say props.title, whatever title I am passing from this previous page, it will be displayed in this page. That is called props. So we can create component once, and only we have to change the variable to display the different content. Now let's see on the page how it looks. So now you will see all three are with different text because we passed from the previously different props, and the title is different in all the three cases. Let's add one more props. I will say description. This is first call, and I will add another variable or another prop description equal to, this is second call, and in the third case I will pass description equal to, this is third call. So I passed the description also in all the three cases. Now I will use that description here in this page. So maybe I can put title inside the h3 tag, and I will create another div tag where I will pass the description. So to get the description, I will say props dot description. So whatever name I am passing, I can access that props here on this page. Now if I see the page, so it's saying hello world, this is the first call, hello John, this is the second call, world hello, this is the third call. So this way we can display different text by calling the same component only by passing different variables in each the component. So this is all about the props. Props means what? We are getting variable from the previous page and we are using that variable inside this page. Is props clear? Because now I will move to the state. So before moving to the state, I want you to understand props properly. So is props clear?
Yes.
Yes,
Clear for me.
yeah, it's clear.
Okay.
One thing I need to ask here, like we added a same attribute here for the page, like for the. So what if I will add a different attribute like a title and metadata, something like that? So will it work as well?
Yeah, whatever you want to add.
Okay.
I put title description. I can put X equal to Y. I can put whatever I want to create, whatever I want to pass. It's up to me.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now we'll move to the state. So before moving to the state, I will also create one button here. So let's create the React button. Import import button from React Bootstrap, and let's add it. I'll check the button syntax in the React Bootstrap. So like this, I'll add the button. So let me add one button, and I will name that some button title. So I need what name should be on the button. So I'll say props dot button title, and that button title I'll pass from app.js. So in the first case, I will pass button title equal to, maybe I can say submit, and in the second case I'll say button title equal to login, and in the third case I will say button title equal to register, or in the first case I'll say view or logout. Okay, so I passed three button title for the three components. So it will be like logout, login, register. And then if we don't pass title in any one of the statement, then it will be empty. I'll show you that also. So for example, in the first case, I don't pass hello world. So you will see it is empty. Okay, so let's go and add this hello world, and also I'll pass some ID so that I can differentiate between all the three. So I can say ID 1. Since I want to do numeric, I just put it in the curly bracket. But if it is text, I would have put it in the, if it is a string, I would have put it in the double quote. You can use single quote or double quote, but I prefer double quote here in the component. And this is 3. So I pass ID 3 in all the, I pass ID also in all the three cases. Now, so now what I have to do, I am now, we just did the props, now we are doing the state. Now to do the state, we will create a variable, state variable. Now how to create a state variable? To create a state variable, I'll use the constant word, and then I will name the variable. whatever I want to do. Maybe I can say handle, or better is I can say mm, I'll name something. What should I name?
Name.
Okay, name. Let's do name. And I will pass another parameter is set name. So first will be something kind to display the name, whatever value of name is there to display the name. Another one is to update the name. So tomorrow name is, for example, John. So I want to change it to Jack. So I will use set name to change that name variable, whatever the value of name is there. And then I will say equal to react dot use state. Use state means I am using this variable as a state, and here I have to give the initial value. So initial value I'll say it's John. So when I do console.log of name, let's see what it shows. So you will see name is called as John. So we are seeing John. We are seeing 2 times, that we will see why 2 times it is coming, but it doesn't matter. So we are seeing the name as a John. Now I want to change the name to something else. So maybe here also I'll create one button and try to change the name. Sorry. And here I'll take this button. I'll put it at the top. Maybe I can call it as submit or click me. And here I will say on click. Since we have to change the name on clicking of this button. So I will say on click equal to. So I have to pass as a curly bracket, and here I have to pass as an arrow function. And inside arrow function, I can do whatever I want. So I can say set name and set name with the new name. So here I will say Jack. So initially when the page loads, it has the name of John because initial value is this John. And then I change the name to Jack when I click this button. So let's see how it works. So initially when the page is loaded, I'll see the name as John. And then when I click me, you will see the name is changed to Jack. So how it is changed? Because we call the set name, and with the set name, we change the value of name from John to Jack. This way, we can use multiple variables like this, and we can change based on what we want to do. Let's do one more. For example, I'll say age, and I'll say set age. And initially the age will be, for example, I'll say 18. And I will also print the age here. And when I click this button, I will change age also. I'll say set age equal to 24. So we are doing changes in the 2 variables now. Initially we were doing only the changes in the 1 variable. Now let's do in 2 variables. Let's run it. So initially age is 18. When I click me, age becomes 24, name becomes Jack. So this is called the state variable because we use this state statement, and we have the name or variable and state variable, that is the whatever function we need to change the variable content. So difference between the state and the props is that props, we pass it to another component, and props are non-editable. I cannot change the title, so I cannot do this. Though practically I can do, but it is not, theoretically it is not allowed to change title equals some different name. This is wrong. We should not change the props. Props is always the read only, and it should not be changed. So props we pass to different component, and state are something on the same component. But what if I want to pass this name on this component, page component? So for example, I can say name equal to name. So though name is the state variable, but when it is passed to another component, here in the page it will become as a props. So to access the name, I can call div props.name. So here it is considered as a props because it is coming from the different component, and here I cannot change the name by saying props.name equal to different name equal to something blah 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 blah. This is not allowed, and we should not do this. So here props.name, we display the props.name because it is passed here as a component. Whenever we pass something variable like this to another component, it becomes props here. So though name is props in the page component, but same name in the app component is a state variable, because we created here as a state and we are using it as a state, but when we pass to another component, it becomes the props in that component. I can also pass the set name equal to set name. We will use the set name in the props in 1 minute. Before that, I will see what will happen when I change the name now. So let's do it again. So now initially name is John. Everywhere you will see John, John, John. When I click the click me, you will see everywhere it became Jack. Because click me changes the state variable to Jack, and then it is again passed in the props as a Jack. So this is how we manipulate the variable in the state and in the props. Let's now instead of doing set name here in this button, I will pass this set name in the page component, and I change the set name or change the value of name inside the page application, inside the page component. So not what I will do, I'll copy this on click function, or I'll go here in the button variable, I'll say on click equal to curly bracket, and inside the curly bracket I'll create the arrow function, and inside the arrow function I will say now when I was calling in the apps, it was set name, and I'm passing this set name to the page component. So to call the set name in the page component, I will use props dot set name, because here it is coming as a props, and here I will say, for example, whatever title is there, I will make the name as same as title. Okay, so what I did initially, I was setting the set name here on this page, but I passed this set name as a props to page component, and then now in the page component I'm making the name same as title, because set name is called with the props title. Now if we check it, I'll refresh the page. If I click the first button, click me, everything will become Jack, because on this click me I have called set name with the Jack. But when I click the first button, see the name, how the name gets changed. So all the name will become hello world. But when I click the second button, all will become hello John. When I click the third button, everything will become world hello. Because I am setting different name in each different case. So basically, props are nothing but a variables which comes from parent component, from where we call this component, and state is something which we create in this component and use it in this component or pass it to another component as a props. Since we created the state here and manipulating the state here, so this is called stateful component. Since here we are not defining the state, we are only using props, this is the stateless component. This component is generally for display purpose because we are not doing any state manipulation. But this app, we are doing state manipulation. So this is for generally container kind of component where we call different components. Or this is the main component where we try to edit the variable and pass the new variable into the component. So this is the two concept. One is the state and one of the props. Do you have any questions on this state and props?
Here we are passing state variable.
I cannot hear you. Can you speak a little loud?
Now?
Still, it's very low.
Can you hear me now?
I don't know. Can you write? It on the chat? In so regarding the mutable is that in the React, whenever we do, we generally use immutable concept in defining the variables. So generally we have to use set name only to change the name or age. But if you want to do the updation kind of thing, so you have to use the immutable way of doing it. So React always suggests to do all things immutable. You should not change, mutate the variable. What is another question someone was asking? We can update the state with the set name and set age. So the question is, can we update the state? We can update the state with the set name and set age. If we don't pass title in one statement, then what will happen during pops? So if I don't pass the title, then title will not be available in this case. So it will come, this will be kind of null or undefined and you won't be able to see. I already explained you the difference between a state and props. A state is something we change by a function, whereas props are something fixed, we read only. We should not change the props. And props generally are not created on the page. It is passed from parent or somewhere else. So once since we have done this state and props, we will be doing this continuously in our whole project, because this is the base of our React application. For the single page, we should use the state and props. Now think about this. Now, since we are calling one component and we are passing the state value there, but what if we have multiple pages, about 100 pages with 100 subcomponents? Total there are 1000 pages. Will you pass this props in all the pages every time? So we should not pass this props in always in all the cases. So what to do in those cases if we have so many pages? If we have hundreds of pages, thousands of pages, and we have to access the variable from different page, we should use the concept of Redux in React. So we will be doing Redux also in few days, where we have hundreds of pages and we have to access the variable from one page, and we have to set the variable in another page. And if two pages are there, like I showed you now, then it is easy. We can create in one page and pass it to another page. We can pass in 10 pages also. But what if there are 100 pages? I will not pass this props in 100 pages. So to avoid this situation, we use the Redux in React. That will help us to manipulate the variable state or variable content in different pages. So that part I will take in few days, not today, not tomorrow, maybe in few days when I am done with some different stuff, then we'll do the Redux also. So I always do React with Redux. There are, many people are there, they don't use the Redux kind of thing, they use only the hooks kind of thing, which I showed you. This is called hooks, React hooks. And some people use the context to manipulate the state all over the places, but I prefer the Redux. So in React, you can do multiple things in multiple different ways. So it depends on your choice or what you have done in the past and what is preferable to you. You can do that. Whatever whatever is preferable to me, I showed you, and I will show you in all the cases. Then it is up to you. You use my method, or if you have found some video in YouTube with different method, you can use that also. So this is my kind of way how to use the state, how to use the props, and how I will show you my method of doing the Redux also. Redux also can be done in different ways. If you go to one author, he will do in one way. If you go to another author, he will do in different way. So whatever you prefer, you can use that method. So this was props and state, and we have seen how to create the state and how to pass the props and how to access the props. So I'll just put it in our README file what we have done so that you can remember. So I will not write the syntax here. How to pass what we have done, I will just put it this here. How to pass props, how to access props, how to create state variable, states, how to update the states, and how to pass state as props. So this is the topics we did today. These are all the topics 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these topics will be used in tomorrow's class when I will do React Bootstrap different components. The one which I was planning to do today, tomorrow I'll do. Let's say I will be creating different form elements. And when I create different form elements, I will use the props a lot in this task. So today's task is done. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Otherwise, I will